Hello and welcome back to another episode of the DIYguy.net.
Alright, so today we got a 2009 Subaru Forester. This one came with the factory Puddle light option, which are lights that are installed right here on this plastic rocker, right here below the passenger front door and rear door, and on the same thing on the driver's side. So this is the same one that we replaced that broken tail light on. He also had the TPMS light on the dash, which ended up being a faulty sensor in this back tire here. So as we had this up on the lift and we were changing out that TPMS sensor, we noticed that this had the integrated or factory puddle lights installed in it. So we happened to open the door and only the back one on this side worked. The other three were out. So we'll go ahead and show you what they look like and then how to replace them. Alright, so here is the factory puddle light right here, and as you can see there's a lot of green corrosion in it from water intrusion. So on the back you have your positive and negative wire, and right there is a little bit of a sealant that fails, and they'll let the water in there as these are bolted down to the bottom side of that rocker. So any water that gets up on top will leak right down inside the light, as you can see, like I said, causing it to fail. So this one only has two LED lights, and they are wired into your dome light. So we went to Amazon, we found these that are pretty close of a direct replacement. Same bolt locations here, has 6 LEDs, and the back of it here is full with clear epoxy and around the wire. So it is a sealed unit, so these should last pretty long. They also have a nice aluminum housing to dissipate the heat. So we're gonna go ahead and install these inside of there rather than replacing it with the factory style ones. All right, so we'll show you what the factory one looks like that still works. So if you come down the side of the car, we'll go ahead and kneel down. You can see it right here. We'll go ahead and open the door. You'll see it come on, and then it fades out. What that does is just illuminate the area under the door so you can see where you're stepping. So we do have the front one, like I said, right here, which is not working, and then the two on the driver's side that weren't, that we already replaced. Alright, so we're on the driver's side that we did already replace, so we'll go ahead and open the door and show you these. As you can see, they're much brighter when the door is open. Once you close them, they dim a little bit, and then they'll go ahead and dim out, like I said, with the dome light and shut off. Dome light is going to start to dim here in a second, and then the puddle lights will do the same. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is grab a flat screwdriver. And on the bottom side of this rocker panel, there are 6 to 8 push clips on the bottom side going up into the car. We're going to go ahead and pop all those out and remove all those clips. Then we'll go ahead and pull the rocker panel from the back side there, working our way to the front, outward to go ahead and remove 6 to 8 push clips. Now if you wanted to remove this rocker completely to work out on the bench, you can go ahead and right behind the front wheel is one push pin that holds the front side together. You'll need to remove that to go ahead and remove that plastic rocker panel all the way. Alright, so we're down here on the rocker panel. So there are 6 that we need to remove. So 1 right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 at the very end, 6. So we'll go ahead and get a flat screwdriver, pop these clips out, and then we'll show you this front one you need to remove behind the front tire if you wanted to drop this whole panel down. Alright, so now that we got all the bottom clips removed, like I said, we're going to go to the back side, grab it, and just slightly pull out on this, and go ahead and pop all these push clips that are in the face, holding it in position, and then we'll let it drop down. Alright, so we have it dropped down. Like I said, if you wanted to fully remove it, you're going to need to remove this clip right here, right behind the front passenger tire. And the same thing on the driver's side to go ahead and drop that rocker panel all the way down. Alright, so we're going to start at the rear puddle light first. This is the end of the rocker panel here, right in front of the rear tire. Those 2 Phillips screws hold the light in position. You can see our wiring zip tied together. We'll have to pop that apart, and there is a plug to unplug if you were actually going to replace this with the OEM style. Like I said, we are not, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those wires as close to the light as I can. That way I can go ahead and use some waterproof butt connectors with the ooze in them to make them watertight, and then go ahead and crimp them. That way someone could still unplug the clip and then actually install the factory ones if they wanted to. So we're going to go ahead and grab a drill and undo these two Phillips stainless screws here and get the old light removed. Now there is a little bit of adhesive on them, so you need to push them down or get a flat screwdriver underneath it and go ahead and pop it loose. Alright, so now that we got the puddle light loose, as you can see it's not detached from the rocker, that little bit of silicone or adhesive that was there, we broke it free. Now if you're going to replace it with the OEM one, right underneath this insulation stuff, you can kind of wear it off of it, and that'll be your wiring to undo from the car wiring to the actual puddle light. There's a clip in there, or disconnect. If you wanted the OEM part number, so the factory part number, if you were going to replace it with a factory part, would be an H471SS0C010. We'll put it up on the screen right here as well. Now, like I said, for us, we're going to go with an aftermarket version because it is cheaper. We're going to go ahead and cut these wires right as close to the puddle light as we can. That way, if someone else wants to go back to factory, they can undo this wiring from that clip and go ahead and just plug in their factory light and change it. Alright, so we got that old light removed. Now with our aftermarket lights, the mounting hardware is a little bit bigger, so we're going to take a 1/4-inch drill bit and just go ahead and enlarge those holes, and then we can go ahead and start installing the new one. Alright, so now that we have it drilled out, you can go ahead and install your new light. Now if you wanted to just use the light itself, the wiring does come off on the angle, not in the center like our old lights, so you'd have to drill a new hole for that. But they do give you this mounting block where you can go ahead and run the wire to the center. So we're going to go ahead and use the mounting block and then get it ready to install. We're pushing the wires through the center, and we'll grab our light. And then it'll sit in there just like that, kind of clips into this rubber housing or mount, and then the wire comes through the center. So we'll go ahead and push our wiring up through the big hole, then we'll go ahead and push our stainless steel Allen bolt, which is a 5mm, up through the hole, and then we'll go ahead and start our 10mm nylon locking nuts to hold it in position. Then we'll go ahead and tighten it up, and then we'll start with wiring it up. Next we'll grab that 5mm Allen wrench, 10mm socket, and snug them up. Alright, so now that we got the light mounted, we're going to go ahead and do our electrical connection. We'll go ahead and grab those watertight butt connectors. We'll go ahead and crimp them onto our leads coming from our light as they are already stripped. Then we'll strip the car wiring side and go ahead and connect them red to red, black to black. Alright, so now that we have them crimped together, we'll grab our little torch and just heat it up just a little bit to get that ooze to seal it to make it a watertight connection. We'll let it cool down for a second, then we go ahead and tuck it back inside the rocker and move to the front light. Alright, so we're up on the front one now. On the passenger side, we're going to go ahead and replace this one. We'll do the same steps. We'll grab a Phillips screwdriver or screw gun, get those 2 Phillips screws that hold the light in position, and we'll go ahead and get that flat screwdriver, pop that adhesive off so we can separate it from the rocker. Then we'll go ahead and cut our wires and then drill our holes a little bit bigger to accommodate our new light, and then bolt that in and wire it up. So our wiring in here is not even attached. Not sure if you can see it, but it is all green and corroded and just simply pulled off our light right here. So we'll go ahead and grab that screw gun and go ahead and remove these 2 Phillips screws and get that light removed. Grab our Allen wrench and socket, tighten them up. Alright, we'll tuck our wiring back up in there. Put our wiring for our light here. Crimp on those connectors. Alright, so now that we have the passenger side wired up, we'll go ahead and open the door, make sure both lights work. Then we can go ahead and tuck our wiring, align these push pins right here up with the metal hole in the rocker, and then go ahead and clip this plastic rocker cover back on top. So I'm not sure if you can see, but the light did come on up here and in back. So these passenger side ones are working properly. So we're going to tuck our wire and then go ahead and reinstall this plastic side skirt and or rocker panel cover. Alright, so now that we got them all in and they work, we're going to go ahead and lift this back up and align our push clips and push it back in all the way, starting with the front, working our way to the back. Now this does go up under the door, so sometimes you may have to open the door a little bit to give yourself a little bit of room. Like I said, we'll start at the front and work our way back. Alright, so now that we got the rocker and the front side clipped in, we'll come back underneath and reinstall these 6 push pins underneath, holding it in position. I'm just going to push them up and in, push that center and lock them in. Alright, so that completes the process on the passenger side. We'll go ahead and repeat the same steps and process to get the driver's side replaced. Now, like I said, I already did the driver's side, then thought it would be a good idea to videotape this in case anyone needed to upgrade their puddle lights to something brighter like we did, and or just replace a burnt out puddle light on their Subaru. So with all 4 lights installed, our plastic kick panel or rocker panels reinstalled, that's it. We just showed you how to install or upgrade puddle lights on a Subaru.
Don't forget to click the link in the description, which will take you to our website for a full write-up. You can also click that subscribe button you placed in the middle for you. On the right, you'll find a recommended video just for you, and on the left side, you'll see our recent upload. Thanks for watching another episode of the DIYGuy.net.